Here he is, episode 86. Brad Adam, Root Sports, brought to you by John Howie Steak. As we record this on Wednesday, entertain your next clients, family, and friends at John Howie Steak and experience the best dining experience in the city. Visit johnhowiesteak.com. And here's the thing about John. He's always there. And
he'll talk to most tables. Yeah.
He will talk to most people. I mean, I've had countless friends go there and they say he walks around the dining room floor constantly shaking hands and kissing babies. Brad, how has your experience been?
Experience there has been really good. I've yet to meet Mr. Howie. I can't wait. I'm dropping your name. I'm going to see if he really does know you. The show. Ask him his favorite parts about the show.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He listens. No.
He doesn't listen at all. Yeah, he doesn't listen at all.
Oh, sorry.
All right. How are you?
Hold on.
Arizona Wildcats hat is what Brad is wearing right now.
Arizona dad. My daughter's back. My freshman is back.
How did she like it?
She
Too much?
Enjoyed it. She loved it. She is already upset that she thinks she's losing her tan. We got her last night, Puck, at 7 p.m. And this morning, she's like, look at my face, Dad. I'm losing my tan.
It's already gone.
I'm like, just stop it. But she had a good time.
Nice down there. It's just beautiful.
It's like upper 80s. They come here. It's cold. I'm like, this is really warm for us right now.
It's great.
Just wait for the weekend. Yeah.
Who's more miserable, your daughter or Jed Fish?
Oh, Jed Fish for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she enjoyed her time. I mean, she's in.
I think he enjoyed his time there. I saw a picture of him in the paper.
Yeah.
Like for the spring game, and he looked weathered. Of like, why am I here?
What am I doing?
Because
Big Ten.
When I used to coach, and after practice, I'd be in flip flops, and then me and the missus are going down to the country club, the Tucson Country Club. We're having Mai Tais, and we're sitting outside until 9:30. And may have to put a sweatshirt on because it just gets a little chilly. 74 is a little chilly at night.
You're right. Yeah.
And it's 39 degrees here, and it's raining. What am I doing here?
What am I doing? Sure, I doubled my paycheck, but still.
Is it worth it?
I know.
I don't know. So she liked it. She had a good experience.
She did. She did a great job. She got straight A's, so I'm very impressed. Now, this is something you're not going to appreciate.
Did you ever get straight A's in college?
No.
Yeah.
No. But listen to this, Puck. You won't even understand this because you're like me. She says, Dad, I like school, but I don't want to stay there 4 years. I want to graduate in 3. And I'm like, honey, take your time. I mean, I was a 5-year state guy, and it was beautiful. I would have gone 6 if I could have.
She's
like,
6, yeah.
You were 6? She's like, no, I want to go just 3. So she's doing 2 summer schools, and she wants to get out in 3. And I said, well, I appreciate you saving me a year of out-of-state tuition.
Saves you money.
Woo.
Saves you money. Saves mom and dad cash.
Yeah. And then she says she wants to travel that 4th year, Europe. And I said, you know what?
That's a great call.
I will pay for that because you're saving me tuition. But you and I are going to sit down and watch Taken 1, 2, and 3. And maybe 4. That's the deal.
Go get her some,
she hasn't seen it.
So get her some jiu-jitsu training or something before she goes.
I'll put her through a workout for sure.
God, I love the
Martial
idea.
arts.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Get out early and then you go spend. It's a big regret of mine.
I agree. I didn't do it either.
Regret
yeah.
That I didn't because I was dicking around in college so much.
Yeah. But it was fun. But I agree.
It was a great time. But if I could do it over, I would try to get out early and just get a backpack.
Yeah.
Boom. I'll see you in a year. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. So if she does that, I hope to go meet her in some places because I haven't done much of Europe even now. So
that's what I want to do.
I know it's going to be interesting summer though, Puck, because the 3 girls are here. They're all teenagers now. They used to get along, but we have they share a room, 2 share a room. So the oldest and youngest share, middle one said I'm out. And so it was cute when they were little because they all kind of rotated and slept in the beds and it was cute. Now it's like nobody wants to share a room. And they got 1 car to share this summer. So that's going to be interesting too. And I'm just going to.
Are they they're not all eligible to drive, are they?
Well, my youngest is taking driver's ed. She's 15 and a half. So the other 2 are, so she technically could, but no. So,
how's your drinking problem, by the way? Listen, how is it?
It's I'm at home, so I'm okay.
Okay.
Not driving anywhere.
No,
But I told him,
I'm just
I
wondering,
know.
do you slide
Gosh.
into the walk-in closet and just sit down and just pour some vodka? Like
Got a
what?
stool there. I
I
go
mean, I don't know.
right at a Tito's bottle. I mean, I'm just come in here.
Do you ever hide in the bathroom? Because I do sometimes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You have
And
to.
just sit there.
And just sit there.
Are you
Not do
going to the
anything.
bathroom? No.
No.
I'm just on my phone.
Were you on your phone? And they think that's gross, but I'm like, whatever.
Fine. I
I'm
just
like,
want to
it's
be
fine.
left alone.
Exactly.
And I usually go down to the basement bathroom.
See, I don't have that basement, so
Wow.
that's huge. I might have to come over to your place.
Come on over. And like, where did he go? And I'm just sitting down here.
I need to get away for a second.
Don't
But
wanna
we're gonna have the conversation at the start of the summer. We're like, hey, you girls, they're like lifeguarding at the club, so you're not driving there. That's a 5-minute bike ride. So guess what? Ride your bike.
Okay.
And Hallie's going to intern. She got herself an internship with the Mariners. So I'm excited about that.
I just
And community relations.
Wonder how she pulled that off.
I don't know. I mentioned something. I mean, I saw Mr. Stanton one day on the field, and I mentioned something.
That will be fun. What does she want to do? Does she want to work in the sports industry?
I think she does. She's minoring in sports management and Spanish, and so she can do a lot with that. She's not quite sure what she wants to do, so she's in community relations this summer, which would be good. I want her to learn, everything, marketing and even sales and stuff, and maybe.
Well, that's a great club. One thing they can do is market.
Yeah, no doubt. So I want her to get.
Can't find a DH, but they can market.
Hey, Garver's going to be fine. So I'm excited about that.
Can you please, Pat? Here's what I learned this. I learned this on episode. What is this? I said 86.
We're 86.
85 with Divish. I learned this on episode 85 that Garver's a big beer drinker.
Okay. Garv Sauce? Is that why his nickname is Garv Sauce, I wonder?
Is that what his nickname is? Garv Sauce?
Garv Sauce.
Ooh.
I don't know why. Maybe because the sauce.
That's odd.
It is a little odd.
Garv Sauce?
I haven't asked him why.
Let's get him down to Georgetown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get him some good Northwest.
Let's get him some good, the number one.
Let's get him going.
Craft brewery in the state of Washington. Let's get him to Georgetown Brewery.
There you go.
Okay.
That might help.
Let's give him some some Manny, some Rogers, some Johnny Utah. Maybe that will spark him and get him going.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they need him.
They need him.
They need
him. You know what? I mean, I know you talked to Divish probably about the offense. You talk about the summer sausage. Have we figured out?
So they finally got rid of it, thank God.
Well,
right?
well because they lost.
Yeah,
but have they started something new? I don't know.
I think who's the skipper again? Is it Rocco Baldelli?
Yeah, it is Rocco.
I think Rocco's glad that it's over.
Probably.
I don't think they wanted to carry around a rotting summer sausage anymore in a Ziploc. Don't you think?
Probably, but hell, 12 straight wins. That thing did its job.
Okay, how long have you been covering the team?
Oh my goodness, Puck. This is 24, year 24. Wow.
Can you recall the Mariners doing anything like this, like some type of superstition, carrying something around some food or something?
That's a good question. I'd have to get back to you. Nothing jumps out at me right now.
I don't know if it was you or I think maybe it was somebody told me. Did Garver bring in a bucket of chicken the other day, last week? Like at Major League?
Oh, I don't know.
Like sacrificing a chicken? Yeah.
Good for him.
Hey, we couldn't find a live chicken for Serrano, so we got a KFC, a bucket of chicken.
But I think, with those guys, I think the offense, you look at it, Puck, and last night, is a game that they have to win a couple of those, right? The other team scores 6. You're going to have to score more than 6 a couple times. So that was huge, and Cal was great. And I think, Garver and Polanco have not done a whole lot. They're under 200. They're not going to be under 200 for the year. I think there's improvement for a lot of these guys. And so I think the offense, yes, going to be hit and miss, but I think it's still going to be okay. And I think Julio, you look at his numbers, Puck, he's on pace for 4 home runs this year. I think he's going to hit more than 4,
I would hope so.
I think so. So, it was a good sign last night that they were able to put up some numbers. And I tell you, the job that Dylan Moore is doing is
great.
It's amazing because you look at, he's like a .207 career hitter, right? Plays everywhere. It's good kind of everywhere. But you look up and, a double, a triple, home run, big home runs. He comes up with these big hits for a 200 hitter. He's very valuable.
He's a solid ball player. He's a good defender.
Exactly.
He's a good base runner. Can steal bags. I mean, he's an all-around good baseball player.
And he has really helped them with JP being out. So that has been – he and Rojas have really saved that offense the last couple of weeks.
Okay, so we got into this with Kruger a little bit, and I was asking him, like, what do you do? Well, I'll play you the other Kruger highlight.
Salty? Okay.
Kruger? Oh, he is. This year's version of Bill Kruger has been MTV Unplugged.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Because he has a comment on Kirby. I'll play it for you. It's a little long, but I'll play it for you. Maybe we'll cut it off. But we were just talking about JP. Like, when he comes back, we just agreed that, hey, he should go back to being the leadoff hitter. Now, I know the 22 games were bad, and he hasn't been good this year, but it's also 22 games. I'm going to revert back to last season when he was good.
Really good, yep.
And I'm just going to say, I'm going to take that. And if you agree, or maybe you disagree with this, you got to treat team leaders a little differently. And I think a guy who's so valuable like JP in that clubhouse, I don't think you want to rock the boat of saying, all right, you're back, but you're hitting
back to
8th. Ninth, okay? I think his ego and his stature, maybe how he views himself and how others view him would take a hit. So he's going to hit leadoff, and then you move some things around. And if he continues to struggle, then you move him down.
Right.
So this is what I came up with. Now you tell me how crazy I am. Now I've already referenced this before, but I'm going to reference it for the third time as we record on Wednesday. Adam Jude called me a dinosaur for this.
Really?
But I take that. I take that to heart. I feel like I'm young, and Jude, it hurts my feelings. He attacks me like that.
Okay.
I'm going to come after him eventually.
We'll get him. I'll help you.
Yeah. Thank you. We're going to, because here's the thing with Jude. This whole I'm the best looking media member in town. We're going to start having that take a hit.
Okay.
With some, Oppo research. Start leaking some things out on Jude.
His hair started to get pretty high. I don't know if you noticed him, but
God, it's good hair though, isn't it?
It is. I look at that, I'm like, all right, Jude, I see you. Yeah. And Goldie looks at him, same thing. Like, all right, I see you.
Those two have got a good hair off. Those
big
two.
Hair off. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you throw Riz in there, and I don't know what to do.
No comment.
So he called me a dinosaur for this.
Okay. All right. What do you got?
So I would go JP1.
I saw this. Yeah.
I go JP1. I would go Rojas 2.
Now this is against righties.
Huh?
This is against righties, right? Because Rojas doesn't hit lefties.
Yeah, right. But for the most part, they see righties.
True.
Okay.
True.
So JP, Rojas, Julio 3rd, Haniger 4, Raleigh 5, Garver 6, France 7, Polanco 8, Moore 9.
Polanco 8.
Now let me hear me out on it. 7, 8, 9.
Where's Moore playing?
I hit him. Well, let's say
left or something.
Let's say left field.
Okay.
7, 8, 9. Good on base percentage for all three. Yep. At least for this team, good. So they can get on base and flip it back over.
Okay.
And I like Moore because Moore, if he played every day and got on base more, would be a good leadoff hitter because he's fast and can get around the bases. But if you hit him 9th, he can flip it over. But see, the thought process right in baseball is you hit your best player 2.
Right.
So I get that. But that's what I'd like to roll that out there one night. Can you get that to Service and see what he says? Do you think he would do that?
I'll have somebody else get it to Service.
Okay.
You know what? We'll say this came from Jude. We'll start destroying Jude. This is
This is how our campaign to destroy Adam Jude is.
This is what he thinks.
Hey, Skipper. So Adam Jude of the Seattle Times wrote about it in his Sunday baseball column.
Yeah, inside pitch. I love it.
Inside pitch. And he says that you should hit Julio 3rd. Thoughts? And do it as Jude is there.
For sure.
So he can't. No, I didn't say it. Yes, he did. Thoughts?
Boy, you're right. We talked about this before. Back in our day, Julio would hit 3rd. Yeah. But I mean, you can make a case. Obviously, Rojas has been their best hitter. So if you want to get your best hitter ABs, it's either 1st or 2nd, right?
Yeah.
According to the new math. And so
according to the new math. Would you play him every day? You sound like even against lefties. Would you try to experiment with him hitting lefties?
I would. I would, yeah. Because I mean, how long is he going to hit 350? Who knows? So while he is, take advantage as much as you can. And I know in Houston, they got both Rojas and Urias in the game with Rojas in left field.
Yeah.
But that was again against a righty. But I would try to see how he does against lefties. I'd have to look up his career numbers against them. And does he ever get to play against them?
He's not.
Does he ever have any?
It's not really good. He has, but it's not good. It's a big drop, like it is for a lot of people. But we have kind of conditioned these guys nowadays. Right. Nope, you can't hit a left-hander, so you can't play.
And you never get to try. Right.
You never get to really try, and I think it wears probably on them, confidence-wise. It's the same thing with Cal Raleigh. What has Cal Raleigh hurt his whole career? But he's fixed it a little.
But now
can't hit righty. Turn him over because he can't hit.
That's what they did last night. And what does he do? Hits the grand slam. That's 5 home runs now from the right side.
Yep.
He had 4 all of last year. So it's awesome to see. But you're right. More opportunity. Maybe you get better. But then the other point you have to.
Or you play him more and it gets worse. And
exactly. You have to realize.
Expose him.
Yeah, exactly. There's some guys that are just those type of players. And they do really well. And you think, wow, why didn't the guy play more? Well, because he's against the matchups that favor him or he can handle, we used to do the same thing. I remember our good buddy Willie Bloomquist, same thing. He'd go on a tear and people were like, play him every day. It's like, well, there's a reason why, guys.
He doesn't play every day.
Yeah, right. And you're playing these guys.
We did it not last year. Was it 2 years ago? We did the same thing with, was it Haggerty?
Yeah, great stretch, yeah.
Wasn't he on a great stretch? And we started doing, hey, he should be playing every day. And then they did it. And then you found out why you don't play him every day. Exactly. So that's probably the hesitation with Rojas.
Somewhat, yeah. But I think you're right. If there's a righty, I'd play him every day. And when,
for sure.
And then when the lefty starts and Urias starts at third, when the bullpen comes in and there's a righty in the 7th, 8th, 9th, Rojas comes in to pinch it, obviously. And they've been doing that. But yeah, as much as you can, get him going or keep him going, get him in the game because it's their best hitter through the first, almost 40 games.
He's a good ball player.
Yeah.
Like he's improved defensively.
Yep.
He,
the
base running on Tuesday night was good. Picking stuff up. He had that one little snafu. Was it in Houston where, it was the Houston game.
Wow, that was kind of Julio's fault too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised Rojas didn't go.
Right.
But still, you got to see that, Julio.
Yeah.
So, hey, would you have gone last night if you're a Kepler at third base and you see the pitcher down? Would you have gone home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was still a live ball.
It's a live ball. You have to. You feel bad. We
had this happen in a Little League game last week.
Oh, what happened?
Twice.
Injury?
Yeah. A kid went down the opposing. Okay. At first it happened to us.
And you're just screaming, go,
go. So we're in the field and a base runner runs in, going into third, runs into him, runs into our third baseman. He goes down and I'm screaming for him to get up because he's got the ball. And I'm screaming for him to get to the bag or, get on the bag and try to get him out. Or excuse me, I'm getting this screwed up. Yeah. Our offensive guy we're on offense. He's going into third. He runs into the third baseman. I'm yelling at him, falls down. They both get hurt. I'm yelling for our runner, get up and touch the bag because the umpire hasn't called time. I'm like, touch the bag.
Yep.
He does, finally gets on there and safe. It like literally the next inning, we're in the field, same thing happens, and their kid really gets hurt.
Ooh.
But I think he had to come out of the game. And I felt horrible, but the umpire hasn't called time, and I'm yelling at our third baseman from the first base dugout, touch him, tag him, because he had the ball and he was standing on the bag, or he was off the bag. I said, touch him. And I'm like, screaming, like, touch him. And I can see parents like, he's hurt. I go, I know he's hurt, but
I'm sorry.
He hasn't called time yet. And then the one coach who was like the first base coach said, hey, I know what happened in the other inning, but we wouldn't have tagged him out. I mean, we wouldn't have called him out. I'm like, well, yeah, but that's not your call. That's his call.
Right. You're right.
Like, I appreciate what you're saying, but like, I can only go with what the umpire's doing. Exactly. So, I mean, in the spirit of things, I see where you're going. I understand what you're saying, but
yeah. And I hope Taylor's all right. I have not heard an update today. Did Divish give an update?
He just said weeks. He's just going to be long.
It's going to be, yeah, that's too bad.
Here's what I don't like about that play.
Yeah. All right.
I cannot stand
sliding.
Yes. I don't think he did anything. Who was it? Kepler, right?
No,
he was on
a
third.
Pinch hitter. I can't remember the name.
He was number 11, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Slides in it, and Taylor's got to avoid.
He's got to avoid it a little bit. He didn't slide directly into him or anything like that. But I cannot believe in baseball that they allow this still. You can slide into first base. I think it's ridiculous.
Good point. Yeah.
They want to protect players all the time, then protect the first baseman. Like that guy he's not paying attention. I mean, he's looking at the ball, got his foot on the bag, and some guy's sliding in there and takes his knee out, takes his leg out. I would get rid of that. I would get rid of that rule. But yeah, that sucks for Sauce.
I know it.
What would you like? Do you fault Kepler?
No, you can't, especially at this level. I mean, if they're gonna not call it dead, and you got to score, right? It's not like taking a base. I mean, but he's scoring. That's a big.
Yeah.
So
it's.
And he had a great quote.
I don't even care if Little League, Brad. This is cutthroat. We're coming for you.
If I can advance 90 feet, I'm doing it. I like that.
Or 60.
60, sorry.
Yeah,
right.
That's okay.
You'll get there.
Will they?
Yeah.
I can't wait for the first time that these boys, they're 10 and 11, have to play up. What is it?
When do they?
13 or 14? 14, I think.
On a real field? 14,
they play on the real bases. God, that's going to be a fun throw from third.
Yeah.
Hey, remember all those Little League infield hits you got? Remember all those plays you guys were all making at third and short? Yeah.
Yeah.
That little lollipop throw from third ain't going to work anymore,
You better crow hop a couple and get it.
Yeah.
All you got into it, brother.
Yeah. Get into it.
Get into it.
Do you want to hear a little bit of Kruger on Kirby?
Yeah, he's going today, right? Kirby's going today. I want to hear this.
So George Kirby's going today.
So I can use this on the pregame. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
So Kirby's going today. Remember,
he's got the knee problem.
He's got the knee, but the knee hasn't caused him to go on any IL stint, or he hasn't missed anything. He's pitched great, by the way.
Right.
So this was Kruger talking about the last Friday's performance. I may cut it off, but it's like a minute 30. So I'm just letting the audience know it's about a minute 30 long.
He had a problem last year where they left him in over 90, gave up a homer, and he cried after the game, and that was really bad. It was very immature, and he got hammered for that. But, let's just start from the standpoint that we've conditioned our very elite secretariat-type pitchers to know that the third time around, who knows, and if we get to 90, we're done. And when you tell people that time and time again, eventually they believe it. George Kirby could throw over 90 pitches. He could throw over 100 pitches. It's not like we want him to throw 130 every time out. We're talking about these guys at the peak of their capability. For whatever reason, baseball has determined that they want to play chess. They want to go to all these guys in the bullpen. The strike zone is big with the 100 miles an hour at the top of the zone and blah, blah, blah. George should have some time to think about this a little bit. I mean, I don't even know if these kids think winning is important because maybe they don't get paid to win. They get paid to have all the other numbers except winning. When I played, you got paid to win. And the only way you won is if you stayed in the game long enough to win. So for him, he should be walking away going, I'm not gonna let that happen to me again. Whatever happened between innings, whether it was like a forward question, it was prompted. So what, is your knee okay? Are you feeling it? And we talk, and then he goes, well, it's a little, then we're going to take you out. Do you think George came to them and said, my knee's bothering me, I think I should come out? If he did that, I'm really going to think he's not going to be very good. He's not going to be very good because you got to smell the finish line. Okay. I was not a great pitcher. George has got a chance to be an exceptional pitcher. I never took myself out.
So like I said to Divish, there's a lot to unpack there. And I think that, the wins thing, wins are a different factor now.
That's legit. Yeah. It was way different when Bill pitched. You're right. I mean,
you were focused on wins.
Right. You're not trying to throw as hard as you can for 5 innings.
And they're not focused on wins anymore.
Right.
And as Divish talked about it, and we were rapping about this a little bit, he's going to get paid regardless.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
By the Mariners, I hope.
Well, you can talk to John when your daughter's doing the internship. If they can get her to please ask John Stanton, are we going to pay George Kirby?
And Cal and Logan.
And Cal Bryce. And Logan and Brian. Oh, my God, it's going to add up.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Puck. Sorry.
Well, and again, I'm going to repeat this for people who've listened to Divish already, and or however you've listened to the episodes. He did say later in it, did Kruger, and again, that's from Monday's show, that hey, we need to. I want to be careful to say we need to acknowledge that he may have a legitimate injury here. So he did go back and say, hey, listen, he could have something, and I don't want to say that he's not telling the truth or the Mariners aren't telling the truth. But if he's good enough to go out there and has been pitching previously with it, and he's not going to miss a start, is kind of what he was getting at.
Right.
Then you got to stay out there and finish it. And I do believe, and you're around him and know him much closer than I do, George Kirby. I mean, he's got a nickname of Furious George. Got a temper, got, all that. Yeah. He seems like the ultimate competitor. As more and more I thought about like last year, how Bill kind of talked about, hey, he cried afterwards after that one start. Was it Tampa, I believe?
Yes.
I think now looking back on that more, that was more about him being frustrated with the situation of, well, you guys always pull me at this certain point. And so when you left me in there, I'm not used to that because you guys have set this precedent of always pulling me. At least that's how I kind of read it a little bit. But like when you hear that from Bill, what's your reaction to it? You want to use it on the pregame, or
we know Bill? I'm going to use it. Yeah, I mean, and I think actually, we were talking.
Former player. I mean, it's an old school that he's coming from.
It is, and we were talking because we were working he was working that day with me when Kirby came out.
That's right, the post game. I remember the post game.
Yeah, and so again. He doesn't know if he's hurt. We don't know if he's hurt. But to Bill's point, it is a little different, right? Wins and loss. I think the first thing you go to arbitration. I don't think you say, hey, I won 15 games. It's, I have these numbers and this and that. And that. It's not a win and loss. And the playoffs is a great example of that. I mean, if you go to the playoffs and you're like, well, who even pitches 5 innings to qualify for a win? I mean, these managers are going 3 innings pull, 4 innings pull. It's so different now. So, I was there in Tampa when Kirby, said what he said last year. And that was we were shocked because you're right. He is an ultimate competitor guy who gets super mad when they take the ball from him and take him out of the game. Every start you look at him, he's just mad that he has to come out. And for him to say that was like, something it didn't add up. It was weird for him to do that, and he apologized the next day, and it was just really out of character. I don't know if he's mad that he gave up the 2-run homer to lose the game in that 7th inning, or I don't know what it was. It was just it just didn't fit his persona. So I wouldn't be shocked if something is up with the knee and he just keeps going because that's kind of the competitor he is.
And he's not going to talk about it, right?
Right. Yeah,
these guys don't like to talk about injuries, and so he was annoyed after Friday because I think what stood out to me on Friday was Service brings up the knee thing, and you're like, knee?
Like, what? Knee?
Right. And then they talk to Kirby, and then Kirby's like,
I felt great. Well, his first answer was, I felt great out there. All my stuff.
And so then I'm like,
oh. And then it was like, well, what about the knee? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the knee bothers me.
But like the body, the eye, the body language and all that, it just, there was something off with it. Now, it was either, like my conclusion was, either he doesn't really have a knee and we're just using this as an excuse to pull him because they decided before the game that, hey, we're pulling him at this point. Or he was annoyed that, why is he talking about my knee?
Or the bullpen gave up his
win.
They end up losing that game. So he's probably frustrated. I don't know. And he's one that is not going to give you any info, Mr. Kirby. I mean, he's so serious and laser focused every day. There's very little chit chat with him. The other pitchers.
It's like you. Is it like you looking at him here?
No.
Very
exact
similar.
Opposite. Very similar.
Yeah.
No, but you can talk to a lot of these guys about things, but he's just routine oriented and focused. He's like Haniger that way. I mean, you can kind of get a quick word with Haniger as he's going somewhere. You're like, hey, Mitch, got to go. Boom. He's there. He's just,
and a lot of these
there's
guys,
no downtime for them.
You've been around a lot of these athletes and a lot of baseball players, and they're the ultimate competitors that don't like to make excuses. There's some that do when they play poor. Well, I'm not feeling that great. But a lot of these guys, they don't like to make excuses for their poor play or just anything in general.
Yeah. No excuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see him pitch today, but I expect him to pitch and pitch well and have, no problems with the knee. I mean,
Yeah.
you're right. If he's not going to miss any time, I mean, you hope that that's a good sign that there's nothing really wrong with it. You'd hope it doesn't just kind of linger, get worse and worse and worse. So, you know, excited to see him go and again, expect him to shut down the Twins.
Let's bring it full circle. So your daughter's back from Tucson.
Yeah.
It's going to be warm this weekend. I mean, is she in the backyard and just soaking it up because she doesn't want to lose the tan? Does she get a membership at a tanning salon? Are we still doing tanning salons?
I don't know if there are any.
Are those? Have you ever gone in a tanning salon?
I have not.
Never.
No. I'm not. No, I've not spray tanned. I know some people who spray tan before they go on air. I've not been one of those people.
Hold on. I'm just gonna just mouth who it is. Just
you'd be surprised,
Oh, I don't think I'd be surprised. I'm sure I could figure it out.
But the girls are funny. They get up and the first thing they check is like the UV rays. Like it's going to be a 7 today, Dad. That means like good tanning, or 8 is like good tanning.
Okay, so I've been in one, and it was like
salon.
It was like
bacon
bacon on a cast iron.
Really? Did you get like little skivvies on and goggles?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think people my size should be in there.
Why would you do that? Were you going to a wedding or something, or
vanity?
Vanity.
I'm a narcissist.
Much safer than the sun, right?
Yeah, I think if if you want to get skin cancer, let's just pop right into one of those ovens and let's just see what we can do. Because it's safe for you to sit on a bunch of UV lights and spraying, just cooking, and it cooks in there.
Could you hear?
You are cooking.
Could you smell your skin burning?
It smelled like it was like a seal, like a seal burning. And then you go in there and you're like, I remember because it was pretty pasty, and the girl's like, I don't know if it can support you. But
you might need more than one visit, sir.
Yeah. I'll give me I think it was before like going on a trip somewhere, like tropical.
So you didn't burn. You wanted to have a little base.
I didn't want to. I wanted a little base, and so I just said, "Hey,
that makes
ramp
sense.
that thing up to like 8. Let's say it's out of 10. 8." And she's like, "No, you don't. We're gonna go 1.5 with you, sir. You look like the State Puff Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
So no. Yeah, because here you go on one of these tropical vacations.
Yeah.
And you get a little aggressive on that first day, and you ruin your trip.
And you're stuck. You're right.
You're stuck. You're peeling by day 3. You're
or keep 4. The shirt on. You can't be in the sun.
Oh,
it's like
shirt on. No one wants to be shirt on guy.
You got to swim with the shirt on if you go in the water. You're like, I don't want
a lot of aloe. And you you look. And then I always mock that guy on those trips where you look at him and you're like, wow, look at that burn. The
sunglass marks here.
The sunglass mark, or just like one side, like the right side is like a lobster. The other side is fine. You're like, that guy
fell
passed
asleep.
out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it can happen to you. It can happen to the best of us, Brad.
It can.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my man.
You're the best.
You're great, too. Hey, I'm excited to see this homestand. The Oakland A's are not terrible, apparently.
Great.
Excited to see that a little bit.
Me too. I'm just there to go
see. We want to see Miller. We want to see the closer.
That's all I want to see. I'm coming there, and I'm bringing your gift card.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
Yep. Say hi to him, John. He's a real person.
When are you coming?
Oh, I don't know. I'll figure that out.
Yeah.
You'll be there, right?
I'll be there. I'm excited.
I just want to see Miller play. I want to see him pitch.
Right. 102. Here it is. But they're not terrible. It surprises me. And then Kansas City's pretty good. It'll be a fun homestand.
It will be.
See Bobby Witt Jr. I'm excited about that. I tell you, everybody last year from Kansas City, the other media people, they had a great question for us. They said, "Who would you rather have, Julio or Bobby Witt Jr.?" And you're like, both signed long term, about the same age, premium position, a lot of speed, power.
How'd you answer it? I mean, I'm
well,
taking
Julio, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. But
maybe Bobby.
I mean, something to think about. You know, I mean,
they're both fantastic players.
Close, yeah. So it'll be fun to watch those guys get after it.
Brad Adam Root Sports, brought to you by John Howie Steak. Entertain your clients, family, friends. John Howie Steak experience, the best dining experience there in the city. Visit johnhowiesteak.com, episode 86, here on a Wednesday in the books with Brad Adam. Thanks, sir.
Thanks, brother.